the most shocking are those that called themselves pro-Palestine and cheered when the government in Damascus fell, thinking that, oh yeah, you know, this is great. And they just didn't understand that actually this is going to screw Palestinians. Now, again, just listen to this Israeli journalist talking. They're actually talking in Arabic, which is funny because I think he's an Iraqi Jew originally, but he's an Israeli. And just look at what he's saying, okay?
من الثورة الإسلامية في سوريا بس شوف إسرائيل ضربت حزب الله موجودة في لبنان في جنوب لبنان موجودة في سوريا لأين نذهب؟
خلينا لبنان سوريا وبعد شوي بنوصل على بغداد عند أبوك وأمك وكل العائلة.
يا ريت يا ريت. ولهذا برأيي إيران هي الهدف وإسرائيل لازم تسبق وتضرب إيران قبل كل شيء.
طيب الجولاني عنده 11 وزير كلهم بيشبهوك مع اللحية يعني.
طيب يلا يمكن ياخذوني انا مع اللحية. انا بقول لك انه انا مع السنيين وانا مع المحور السني وصحيح انه هم متطرفين والقاعدة بس افضل الي انه مش موجود في دمشق بشار اسد انه كان يريد طاقة نووية وكان يعطي سلاح لحزب الله.
Okay, so just do you hear what he's saying? It doesn't matter even if you're an Israeli and you're watching. Even if you're an Israeli, your position and my position don't matter here. I'm just trying to demonstrate to you how what happened in Syria benefits Israel. You can't deny that. This is an Israeli. He's an Israeli journalist. He actually dressed up as a sheikh and smuggled himself into Syria. He entered Syria illegally and started filming there. But this Israeli is telling you on camera that Israel's position aligns with the position of the new government in Damascus. So do you understand why this can't be called a revolution when the illegal occupier is backing the opposition? Okay, because Syria and Israel have been in war for 50 years. And I'll come back to that in a second. I just want to show you one of the announcements that's been made today. And it relates to what he just pointed out. So Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, Al-Qaeda, the people that have taken over Damascus, have said that they've issued a new ruling, essentially, okay? And they are telling all of the Palestinians to basically pack it up and leave, all of the Palestinian resistance groups. Okay? So this is an Al-Akhbar, which is a Lebanese paper, and they're saying that this new government, they don't even take the initiative to launch a position on the open Israeli aggression against their country. So again, it's been translated from Arabic. What they're saying is that the people that are in charge of Damascus, not only are they doing nothing about the Israeli attacks against Syria, but on top of that, they are going for cold normalization with Israel. Okay, so they're not talking about directly establishing relations. Actually, some of them are, but they're talking about practical steps on the part of the new regime that prevent the existence of any existing or potential resistance against Israel from Syrian territory. Okay, so the first indication of that, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham took a decision and they told all of the representatives of the Palestinian factions in Syria that there will no longer be any weapons or training camps or military headquarters for the Palestinian factions, and that the factions must dissolve their military formations as soon as possible in exchange for political or charitable work under the roof of the new Syrian state. Okay, so basically this means that Palestinians are prohibited from using Syria as a headquarters or a corridor for any activity against Israel. Okay? So you know, for example, that Palestinian Islamic Jihad, they're headquartered in Damascus, right? Syria was the only Arab state that still supported the Palestinian cause in every way, really. If you're a Palestinian refugee, you got full rights, full responsibilities like any Syrian citizen, but you don't have citizenship because they want to make sure that one day when Palestine's liberated, you have the right of return, for example, right? So Palestinians always been given equal rights and responsibilities. Only Arab country that did that is Syria. Military support, political support, allowing them to set up offices, right? Or training camps in this example. And of course, because Syria itself is also occupied by Israel, right? So Syria shares that with Palestinians. It's also under, not to the same extent, of course, but well, it's certainly getting worse now, but Syria, has always supported the Palestinians as a matter of policy, of principle, and of course has shared the aspect of also being occupied. But now, for the first time in history, they've told the Palestinians to pack it up and leave. So now Syria has the same position as Jordan or Egypt or all the other Arab states, basically. So do you see how the takeover of al-Qaeda in Damascus directly benefits Israel? Not only have Israel taken more land inside of Syria, not only did they take Mount Haramun, not only did they destroy Syria's arsenal, but they've also got a government, a regime in Damascus that refuses to give the Palestinians any support except, opening charities. So again, I'm not giving you my opinion, and I'm not saying what my opinion is. I'm giving you a fact. This is a fact. It's the news from Al-Akhbar, and it's a decision taken by Al-Qaeda in Damascus. They are directly benefiting Israel. And this guy, this Israeli, I'll repeat the video. What is he saying? He says, yeah, Al-Qaeda are extremists, but I have the same position as them. That's an Israeli telling you this. It's straight from the horse's mouth. Listen to it again. Listen to it again.
من الثورة الإسلامية في سوريا، بس شوف إسرائيل ضربت حزب الله، موجودة في لبنان، في جنوب لبنان، موجودة في سوريا.
خلينا لبنان، سوريا، وبعد شوي بنوصل على بغداد عند أبوك وأمك وكل العائلة.
يا ريت. ولهذا برأيي إيران هي الهدف، وإسرائيل لازم تسبق وتضرب إيران قبل كل شيء.
طيب الجولاني عنده 11 وزير، كلهم بيشبهوك مع اللحية يعني.
طيب يلا يمكن ياخذوني أنا مع اللحية. أنا بقول لك إنه أنا مع السنيين، وأنا مع المحور السني، وصحيح انهم متطرفين والقاعده، بس افضل الي انه مش موجود في دمشق بشار اسد، انه كان يريد طاقه نوويه وكان يعطي سلاح لحزب الله.
صح.
I think that pretty much says it all, right? That pretty much says it all. And again, I'm not giving you my opinion or what I believe in. I'm reporting the facts as they are, that this benefits Israel greatly in its foreign policy and in general, with everything that's happening. I mean, just the fact that we're talking about Syria now more than we are about Gaza is already taking heat off of Netanyahu, off of his government. You see how I don't say regime every second like these bozos at CNN? But yeah, it's taking attention away from what's happening in Gaza, which benefits them in that regard. But this policy change is really huge. Syria really was the last Arab state that still supported the Palestinian cause, and now that is over. That is over, and that is a massive, massive victory for Israel and for the United States. It is. So perhaps those who call themselves pro-Palestine should be asking themselves why they are cheering on the removal of the last government that was supporting Palestinians. No, again, it's not an opinion. It's just, I'm pointing out a very obvious contradiction. You can't say you're pro-Palestine and then cheer when the last pro-Palestine Arab government is removed from power. Doesn't make any sense.